Good afternoon, everybody. This is Barry with Christenson Transportation and another segment of our Safety Takes Priority videos that we do. Want to talk a little bit today about a renewed partnership with one of our longtime insurance providers. So we have company in-house company people and company drivers that are Christenson paid, and so we just went out and renewed for like our work comp and stuff for the yard here and certain non-trucking related stuff and that partnership is with Great West Casualty. That's been a good vendor and a good provider for the industry, not just Christenson but for the industry for a long time. Great people, easy to work with. And fortunately only take the best carriers, so we're happy to be up on board with this segment. But they also do a great job of providing us with a video libraries and content and update and accident scenarios. What could you have done different? What could you have done to prevent stuff? What are the trends? Are you having slip and falls? Are you using your 3-point entry and exit out of the truck? Things that they're concerned with on paying work comp bills, I would imagine. So April, they sent me some stuff, is they have a different program every month, and April is all about distracted driving. A lot of times I think people get caught up on terminology, inward facing cameras, and they're like, well, I wasn't on my cell phone. Well, okay. Handheld device. Let's stick with that terminology. Whatever it is, whether it's a phone, a walkie-talkie, I don't care. Something in your hand is distracting. Could be your soda pop if you stare at it long enough. But so this month is about distracted driving, and there's different categories, and we'll just go over them and we'll read them together. This gives you something to think about. Since you do have a lot of window time, and hopefully safety crosses your mind during that time in the truck. So you've got your mental cognitive distractions, and that's just a distraction that occurs when your mind is focused on something other than driving the truck. You could be daydreaming, talking to a passenger, talking on your phone, hands-free, fatigue. Or maybe you've got a family issue at home, and that's what's on your mind, instead of the traffic in front of you or whatever it may be. We always say that you can start your day, and we try to have as much empathy for the driver and what they're going through out on the road as possible. So on our in-house people always say, hey, put yourself in that seat, put yourself behind the wheel of that truck, and you've got 10 hours to drive today, and you're waiting on a pickup number or an instructions or whatever you're waiting on, and it's not a big thing at 8 in the morning. But if that's what you've thought about all day long, it gets to be big by the end of the day. It's like calling your cable people and they say, well, we'll be out there between 8 and 5. Okay, at 8 o'clock, you start waiting for the people to show up in your driveway, and by 5 o'clock, you're about to cancel. So that's how we get distracted. We start focusing on other things, and the longer we focus, the more distracted on it that we get. So then you've got visual distractions, and that can be anything inside the truck or outside the truck that diverts your focus away from driving. You could be reading a roadside or reading a billboard. There could be a wreck in the opposite lanes. You see more rubbernecking accidents when they're staring 2 lanes over across the median and they hit somebody in front of them. It's just, that's distracted driving. Then you have what they consider manual distractions. That's where drivers using 1 or 2 hands to do something instead of driving the truck. It could be eating, drinking, reading a map, adjusting the stereo. If you sit and think, by the time you look down and change the radio station and look back up, you've gone a couple hundred yards, and a lot happens. So anything that makes us take our eyes off focus and off the front of the truck is a distraction. So people are like, well, how do we avoid that? Well, it's simple. Don't use your phones. Don't eat or drink driving down the road. I mean, don't eat driving down the road. Everybody's going to drink some coffee or something. But so many times people say, well, I dropped my water bottle or my coffee and I looked down to get it. Don't. Pretend you're driving a bicycle in India on one of those mountain cliffs and there's no railing and there's nothing but 1,000 foot down. If you drop your water bottle, are you going to risk going off that cliff to leap down and get it? No. Well, then don't risk it behind an 80,000 pound semi truck. Pull over, wait till you stop, whatever it may be. Leave it there. Focus on your driving. If you've got a family issue that you're struggling with, try to get it resolved. Call into your dispatch and say, I need to park for a little bit. I got something going on and I need to focus. It's the same thing if you've got a sick family member and you're driving home. It's like, hey, we'll fly you, we'll bus you, we'll rent your car. But if you're going to be worried about that instead of worried about driving, that's a safety problem. And we need to address that for everybody's sake. And obviously we're willing to do that to help out in those times. Fatigue is tired driving is probably worse than any other kind of driving because it doesn't fix itself and it just gets worse and worse and worse. Distracted driving, you can stop doing that like that, but fatigue driving, you need to pull over. You need to understand when you're fatigued, and and in all of these things, you need to understand what's a priority. Safety is a priority. Getting to the end of the line is a priority. Not getting in an accident is a priority. Delivering the freight is the bottom. We want to keep our customers happy, but if there's choices to be made, safety's above. So, anyway, thanks for listening. Start looking at things that may be distracted driving or distracting you. Get your truck clean. Get those distractions out. Eat your meals at a restaurant. Eat your meals parked at the side of the road where you can enjoy them. And don't text and drive. And everybody stays alive. So, thanks for watching this Christenson Transportation video and where the truckers truck and safety takes priority.